Welcome, everyone, to the North Shore 9 podcast sponsored by FanDuel. And this is the North Shore 9 Postgame Show powered by Primanti Bros. Doug here is hoisting this little mini cone. I love it.
Exactly.
Sorry for the technical delays that my unfortunately Derek Shelton called, and I must watch. I'm Neil. This is Doug, and Doug, man, Pirates win 16-5.
Just unbelievable, right? 10 runs. They scored 10 runs in an inning.
Yes, they did.
Again, it's kind of speechless here. Like, we're not used to this. They scored 10 runs in an inning. There were weeks last year that they didn't score 10 runs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Isn't it just nice to like enjoy watching offense? I mean, I remember last year when like I would like watch the pitching. I'd watch Paul Skenes or I'd watch Mitch Keller, and then I'd go do something when the offense came up the bat because they were that boring.
Yeah.
And now
for the, like I said, 5 through 9, you knew what was happening. A bunch of strikeouts and the grounders to the third baseman. I mean, it was just, there was a bunch of guys that couldn't hit. And now, again, by adding these guys that they've added, and I do believe the intangible impact of that, impacting Cruz and Reynolds. Bryan Reynolds is hitting 290 in April. Even when Bryan Reynolds is Bryan Reynolds, he's not hitting 290 in April, right? I mean, that's not what he does. He tears it up in June, from June on.
Mhm.
So, I mean, this is just, Lau, back-to-back 5 RBI games. I think I heard them say that nobody had ever done that since they started counting, keeping RBI as a stat. So that's something. Yeah. That's something.
I mean, it was just I think especially compared to like how topsy-turvy the Cubs series was, where games were going into extras and the bullpen was blowing games, and like especially that Saturday game where we really didn't deserve to win, but we did anyway. Like this was just like a nice, relaxing, enjoyable win that was never in doubt, and I had a blast. And so
it was so easy to watch, right? You said, like you said, Saturday and Sunday's game were just fraught with tension, and this was just sit back, enjoy, appreciate, expecting people to get hits. Something I haven't done in a long time. Right? It's like I think the guy's going to come through here. Oh my gosh, the guy came through here. This is fantastic. So, and then Paul Skenes was Paul Skenes, which is kind of a cool thing too. So
a lot to talk about. But first, I mean, not that I have to tell you guys because we're already at 118 entries. But drop the Raisits in chat. We're giving away sandwiches at the end of this, and you too might be able to walk home with some free Primantis. Imagine you win today, you come to the tailgate on Saturday, you get some more free Primantis. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, Doug.
Yeah, I mean, right. It's a good time to be a Pirate fan, a good time to be a North Shore 9 member. Right. It's all coming up roses for us right now. It's still early, but man, I'm enjoying it, and I'm becoming hopeful. Like, I believe this team can win the division. I don't think this team's going to have a bunch of long losing streaks because the pitching is just so good. The starting pitching is so good. And you got enough offense, this team can win the division. I'm not saying they will, they can. And I wasn't sure I've felt that way coming in, right off at the start of the season. Look, the team has flaws, right? This is by no means.
Yeah. Like the bullpen is still kind of a mess, but you know what? It's all good vibes today.
But the bullpens are the easiest things to fix. You get rid of you bring up Harrington, and maybe that does it. Jared Jones comes back, and maybe he steps into the starting rotation, and Carmen Majinski, goes back to the role where he's so effective, or the other way around. Who knows? I mean, it's just it's really hard to fix having 6 through 9 not be able to hit. That's hard to do, off the waiver wire, acquisition here and there, but you can do that in the bullpen. The bullpen, I mean, we picked up Dennis Santana. We picked up Ryan Barucki. We've got some guys off the waiver wire that have come in and had a big impact, and I can see them do that again. And there's less pressure now because the offense scores a few runs, and the starting pitching is so good.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say we'll talk about the game and like go through the bullpen and all that. But man, I just want to touch on something that you said just before is like you actually start to enjoy and believe in this team. And I think that's the key difference because like 2023, we had that crazy hot start, right? Where, like we surged through the month of April, but you kind of knew like the team was never really that good. And you were always kind of waiting for that shoe to drop. And the shoe dropped, it did. And it's just not the same with this team because the starting pitching is nails. And I mean, if there isn't an argument for lineup protection, watching Cruz and Reynolds hit every night, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
They were desperate to have some guys around them so that they were not the focal point every single night. And I think we're seeing the fruits of that labor here. I mean, again, 16 runs scored today. It was an incredible feat.
Yeah, it was just an onslaught. It was just relentless. I mean, it was. Cruz, O'Hearn, Lau. Are those the top three, vote getters for MVP right now? And not Pirates MVP, mind you. National League MVP. It's crazy. They're playing great. Cruz looks better than he's ever looked, right? I keep going to his two-strike approach is entirely different. He used to just, swing from his heels and was an easy strikeout. He's hitting lefties. He's going the other way. He just looks locked in. He's stealing bases. What has he got now? 5 home runs, 7 stolen bases. It's, and it's April. It's not even April.
Making 15th. My fantasy team very happy. I mean, I do the focus on Cruz. I think it's a good way to transition to the game because there's this one at bat today that was the most impressive. And that was in the bottom of the second where Connor Griffin gets on base. He walks. Then you get a single for Mangum, and then Henry Davis walks. So you already have Cavalli a bit on like the back heel. And then Cruz comes up. And Cruz immediately falls behind 0-2. And you're like, all right, here we go. Maybe we'll get a run, but like this is feeling like a wasted opportunity. And Cruz battles back and draws a walk. And, off an 0-2 count. And I just don't think that's something he would be doing in previous years. I don't think that's something that we would have seen from 2025 Oneil Cruz. And that was a lot of maturity we saw at the plate there.
Yeah, like I said, it's a different approach. He's again, I guess he's not trying to light up StatCast on every pitch. And I think that's made it. Though. But right, he still is. He still has his exit velo. So I think his hardest hit ball was off the back of a pitcher earlier in the season. It was like 112 or something. He looks like a much more mature player. So again, if you're upset with Marcell Ozuna, maybe Marcell Ozuna is impacting that.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons he was brought in is to be a mentor and to be a big clubhouse guy. And so far, I think, clearly something's been working with Cruz. And I mean, obviously you want more than just a cheerleader for $12 million, but
absolutely. He's got to produce.
A Cruz OPS over 1,000 is also worth its weight in gold. And then the Pirates just keep going. I mean, they score 4 runs in that second inning. You're like, great. Paul Skenes gave up a leadoff home run. There's that little inkling of feeling like we lost to the Cubs. Is this where we slip? And then
is this
Brandon Lau gets a little dinky single that scores 2. One of those that really irks you if that happens to your team. And then Bryan Reynolds hits him in. Like, again, just a fantastic day from the top of the lineup that starts here in the second. And what's more important for me, too, is that the Pirates get the national starter Cavalli out of the game after 1 1/3 inning.
Yeah, 4 outs.
4 outs. And this is a 4-game set. And already they had to burn Rutledge. They had to burn Schultz. They burnt so much of their bullpen today that it screams success for the rest of the series.
Right. You've set yourself up. Yeah, this kind of game sets you up. I mean, again, I want to sweep, of course, but
oh yeah,
and I mean, right. You get this great outing, and then you got Mitch Keller, who's been on fire pitching tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it's Carmen Majinski who's pitched well, and then it's Brax Nashcraft, and you're like I said, you've already tapped into their bullpen. If you can get to them a little bit tomorrow, games 3 and 4 might just be walks in the park, because they're just gonna. They're going to have to send someone down and bring somebody up, and someone who's not ready, or pitch someone who's overtaxed. And I mean, that's, it's the great difference in baseball from all the other sports. Your quarterback throws 10 interceptions in 2 games. That has no impact on the next 4 games, whether he'll throw interceptions or not. But you start wearing out that bullpen, right? You start making those pitchers throw. It does have an impact, right? From having to make roster moves, all have guys pitching tired, that sort of thing. So, yeah, it just bodes well. And when you, like I said, you do it in the first game, and you're doing it. We've scored 7 runs or more in every Paul Skenes start.
What a night and day, man.
Yeah. I mean, last year we scored 11 runs in his 10 losses. And so I mean, Paul Skenes is going to win 20 games if we keep this up. I mean, he's going to, it's just, again, it's got you looking forward to the next game, right?
Yeah,
it's not the drudgery of, oh man, we have to go watch them lose 2-1 again. We have to watch them strike out 14 times. We have to watch them make base running errors. And no, they're playing pretty well. Right? Again, they're not perfect. There's still some flaws, but again, there's enough depth in that lineup, and enough guys that are having impact type seasons to this point. 2 weeks in, 16 games in, 10-6, something like that.
Yeah, we are 10-6.
So 10% through the season, right?
Yeah, I mean, and I'll say this is that, I mean, not only do you look really good against Cavalli, but you also have the human batting practice Miles Mikolas up tomorrow.
Yeah,
like 12. I really feel like there's just a potential here to like just run roughshod over a pretty bad Nationals team who, they bless their heart for sweeping the Brewers over the weekend, but like, I would be disappointed if we don't walk out of here with at least 3 or 4.
You got to have 3. You got to have 3. But and that, I mean, that's the thing too. Like, wow, the Nationals, you just did us a great favor. You swept the Brewers, and then you turn around and sweep them, or again take 3. You're just padding the stats, so to speak. So yeah, I mean, it's like I said, everybody's in on it. I mean, Henry Davis had 2 hits. Sure, one of them was off a position player, but Griffin had a hit. Griffin's I think he knocked in a run. He scored 2 runs. Henry Davis scored 2 runs. I think Mangum scored 2 runs. Everybody but Nick York got in on the party. So.
Everyone ate. Yeah, it was everyone got their fill. Now it's kind of crazy that we're 14 minutes in. I know you've touched on it, but we really haven't talked about Paul Skenes. So let's talk about Paul. I mean, like,
I also remember that Jim Rosati had Brandon Lau under too. So
yeah. I mean,
I see what you're doing there,
I'm never gonna blame people for being pessimistic about this team, especially going into the season. It's hard to blame them. But is Paul Skenes boring, or are we just excited about the offense to go 15 minutes without mentioning or talk about Paul Skenes? Because man, what a good start.
Yeah.
But besides the home run in the first inning by Abrams, like absolutely unhittable. 1 hit, which is a home run, 1 walk, 6 Ks. What a performance.
He had a 7-pitch inning. And you know how I get all weak in the knees when someone gives me a single digit inning, I'm swooning. I mean, look, he's the best pitcher in baseball, and it has not been our focal point because we've scored 7 runs or more in every single game he's pitched. Right. I mean, last year, I mean, I guess we can, let them peek behind the curtain a little bit. Last year, 15 of Paul Skenes starts, we just recorded over and just did another one. It was something from a prior game, because it was the same conversation. Man, he pitched great, but he gave up a run, so he lost. So, half of those weren't even live, but now this year, his games are so interesting, so much going on. We have to do live post-game shows.
Yeah. I mean, and again, like someone in the comments said Paul Skenes is beautifully boring. I'm not sure I quite agree with him there just because like just some of the pitches that he throws it's beauty to watch. I mean, who did he get to basically do the K motion? He had someone fall to with one knee on a swing and a miss, and I forget who. But it's just casual stuff like that. It's art. He's a master of his craft.
My only kind of complaint with him is that he's so good that people can't hit his pitches, but they can foul him off once in a while, right? It's like, all right, Paul, like come down to earth a little and hit a little more of the plate so they can swing and get out that way, so we can keep your pitch count down. But beyond that, like he would have if we didn't have a 10-run inning, he would have come out, I believe, for that 7th inning. But then, here was an opportunity. Hey, with a 16-1 lead, I think we can pitch Urquidy and think things will be fine.
Yeah, he still hasn't gone over 90. I don't think Skenes hasn't gone over 90 pitches yet, has he?
No, the only person that's gone over 90 is Bubba.
Yeah, of all people.
Makes no sense, right?
I mean, and obviously, like for my fantasy team, maybe I wanted Paul Skenes to go an extra inning there, but like I'm never going to be mad about taking him out at 6 there. You're up.
No,
you're up 15 runs.
I've been complaining about them not like sort of babying him, but no, that was a 10. What was it? A 10 run? There was a 15-run lead, I think, at that point, or something like that. Whatever it was a lot. And it's like, yeah, take him out, right? Let one of these mop-up guys go 3 innings. It didn't quite work out that way, but
no, they tried though.
That was the right idea. It was the right idea.
Yeah. I mean, that 6th-run inning again, like Brandon Lau. I mean, especially with how bad Mike Burrows looks right now. What a trade! It's been 16 games. I would extend him tonight. I would say here's a 3-year deal. Put whatever numbers you want on here within reason, and bring this guy back because he is a joy to watch.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it's so impressive. He's so tiny. He's just so tiny. I still can't get over it. And he just looks like such a regular guy. And then, man, he swings that bat and just mashes. I mean, he's just, I think I heard Joe Block say he's got the highest, home runs per at bat for any second baseman in the history of baseball. He's the number 1 hitter versus right-handed pitching this year in the league. I mean, he's balling, man. It's just, and again, it's so refreshing because, every time the Pirates sign somebody during the Cherington era, he doesn't hit until June, right? Nobody comes out and lights it up. It's always like, oh my gosh, we got to release him. We got to get rid of him. DFA, bring up Matt Gorski, nobody's saying bring it up tomorrow, because of, what Lau is doing. And no one's suggesting we, bring up the password for Ryan O'Hearn, who's also just killing it. 16 games, you want to keep yourself reined in, but man, it's fun. We're having fun. And remember how bad it was last year at this time? We were all so just miserable.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'll say it this way. Like, we had, 3 home runs again today? No, 2, just 2. But
Horwitz, Lau,
we are top 10 in the league in home runs so far. Only 16 games, but like when you just remember, like we were last in the league by like a solid 30 home runs.
Right, we were 37th. We were 37th in home runs in a 30-team league, so it was pretty bad, right?
It's such a joy to watch, and like as much as Urquidy tried to ruin the vibes, the vibes are impeccable right now. The Pirates are hitting. We have 2 guys with an OPS over 1,000. even, I mean, and even Spencer, I'm going to shout out Spencer Horwitz because I think he's really finally starting to heat up. He homers today. He goes 2 for 4 with a walk as well. I mean, we were already hitting the ball pretty well, even without Ozuna and without Horwitz making a contribution. It's great if Horwitz is now back to last year's form.
Right. I mean, that's exactly that. That's kind of like, we haven't got much out of Connor Griffin yet. Haven't got anything out of catcher yet. Haven't got anything out of Marcell Ozuna. And I expect Griffin and Ozuna to contribute this year offensively. More than they're doing now. I don't want to say to what level, but we're not hitting on all cylinders yet, right? It's really, it had been just those 4 guys. And now, like you said, it looks, I mean, York hasn't had a hit since his 4-hit game, I think. But I mean, York and Gonzalez are doing okay. Cruz and Reynolds, I mean, Cruz is just lights out. O'Hearn and Lau are just crushing. Lau had slowed down a little, but that seems over. He's back. So it's like this. I'm not sure is necessarily the best version of this team yet. Offensively, I still think they can be better, and that's pretty exciting stuff, right? I mean,
it's the best, man. It's the absolute best. Like, words are hard to describe.
Well,
just how
we know we're going to get good starting pitching, and we've been getting it. Like I said, all the things. I mean, it's just so great that it's all happening in the first 16 games, right? Where, I mean, last year at this time we were out of it.
Yes,
we were officially out of it
after 5 games.
Yeah.
I mean, these games matter just as much as later season games. Like, the Red Sox are already at a spot where like they got to a point where like they've never made the playoffs after starting that badly. And so like being 10-6, taking advantage of the Cubs slipping up, taking advantage of the Brewers somehow having terrible starting pitching. It's you need every single game. And so like this has been
that's so true.
Like
people are like, oh, it's only an April game. April games count as the same as September games, right? This team's not going to run away and win the division by 20 games. That loss to the Cubs hurt. That's a team they're going to be competing with. That's a team theoretically that most people think are better than we are. So
yeah,
you want to win those games, and they matter. The April games matter, especially in the division. And this team, we want to make the playoffs. We can't fool around. So I mean, Jim points out we were 5-11, 5-11 this year.
Yeah. So before we get to sandwiches, do we want to talk about the bullpen, or should we just skip all over it to get all together?
I mean, what's the point? We all know Urquidy's bad.
Yeah.
He gave up 5. Look, that was the perfect spot to pitch him, right?
Yep.
He could not lose the game even with that performance. Sis came in, did whatever he had to do. It's fine. That's probably... I'm assuming that Urquidy is going to have to be DFA'd very soon.
Yeah.
Ben Cherington has always been very, very stubborn. Like when we were so sure that someone was going to get, it doesn't necessarily happen. But, I mean, it makes perfect sense. You could bring up Harrington, right? Harrington has pitched well enough at Indy so far this year. If he knows he's going to be a 2 or 3 inning reliever or something, he could probably settle into that role. Certainly be better than what Urquidy's been. Because we definitely need some long relief, and we need some fresh arms in the bullpen right now.
Yeah, and I'm afraid Greg might be onto something here. Like that might be the last time Urquidy gets a chance in Major League Baseball, which is a shame. But like he doesn't really have much of a place on this roster. Like we have better guys in AAA. Like even Hunter Barco was better than this.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't look good. And if this team is serious about winning, right, you can't keep carrying someone that gives up runs every single time he comes in. It's that simple, because we're not going to be leading by 15 runs most of the times, right? He's going to have to come into situations like he did yesterday where you just need 3 outs and,
Yep. And, it is what it is. But Well, on a more happy note, we are at 172 entries. I think we can get to 180. But Doug, I do think it's time for some sandwiches.
I do. I'm sure the people are hungry. They had to do a lot of cheering and hollering and jumping up and down with joy. So it probably is exhausting and works up an appetite.
Yeah. But so please get your entries in.
Like, subscribe, join, come to the tailgate.
Yeah. And if you're looking for Pirates odds, the Pirates are currently I think they're heavy favorites tomorrow. So if you're looking, oh my gosh, sorry, I'm clearly not doing this right.
I did bet.
The technical difficulties are continuing.
Everything can't go well, Neil. Everything.
Yeah. Sorry, give me. Oh, here we go. All right. Sorry, it is here. Yeah. And
you got the B team tonight, boys and girls. You got the B team tonight.
Dude,
dang Red Sox. I bet on the Red Sox. I thought crochet. But I did bet on the Pirates, and I bet twice as much on the Pirates as I did on the Red Sox. So I'm quite happy.
Yeah, and the Pirates tomorrow, 1 plus 115 for a net 1.5 run favorites. I think I would take that if I was a betting man. So head over to the FanDuel. Okay, I am going crazy here because I have it on my screen.
Let's see if I can do that.
Here we go. All right. So first entry. Man, rough day for Neil. But not a rough day for Michael. So, Michael, please send your information over.
Congratulations,
Michael. 9@gmail.com, and we will get you your sandwiches. And we'll do one more.
Outstanding. Who's next?
David.
Z.
Please send your information over to northshore9@gmail.com. Congratulations for winning. And congratulations to all our winners. All right. So the Pirates win 16-5. We are in first place in this division.
Sole position of first place. I think the only team that has more wins than us is the Dodgers.
I believe you are correct. You know who has as many wins as us?
The Minnesota Twins.
The Minnesota Twins.
And Paul, you thought Neil was insufferable last year with the Pirates and Twins on a crash course for the World Series.
My man Derek Shelton working magic in his back where he belongs. But please,
congratulations,
the Pirates.
Congratulations to our winners.
Yeah, congratulations to our winners.
Yeah, I'll be back for a 4th consecutive post-game show. So.
Doug doesn't sleep.
I do not. It's true. I do not.
But tomorrow, 6:40 p.m. first pitch. It is Mitch Keller versus Miles Mikolas. I'm excited, Doug. I'm tuning into almost every single game. And thank you all, everyone at home, for tuning in. You guys are great. And quite frankly, all of you deserve it. You guys have suffered with us.
Yeah, it's been, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a rough slog for the 5-6 years now, and suddenly we're just having fun. I mean, it's great. Let's enjoy it. Let's embrace it. Please come see us at the post-game show, or the tailgate. I'm sorry, tailgate this Saturday. Paul Skenes bobblehead. If that's not enough, you get to see Neil. So
that is true. I mean, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah, I mean, that's people will be lining up. So,
well, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I'm Neil. This is Doug, and we will see you later. And let's go Bucks.
Let's go Bucks.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.